In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw part one of our pumpkin family portrait. So we all know that right now the season is, do you know what it is? Fall, right? Or autumn. So I thought it would be fun if we made a family portrait. Then I thought it would be even more fun if we made everyone in our family look like a pumpkin. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by just drawing our picture with pencil today and then retracing in black. If you have a black crayon and you're going to be coloring with crayon or painting with watercolors, that will work well. If you are doing marker, I would recommend that you only retrace in black marker if you're using a permanent marker, as long as your parents are okay with that, or markers that aren't washable, because I have noticed that black washable markers, when you retrace first and then try to color with orange and yellow, they tend to smudge a little bit. So for starters, we want to think about who are the people that we would like to include in our portrait. Now, your family can be the members who live in your household, or sometimes we have special family members who don't live in our household, like a parent or a sibling or even a grandparent. So kind of think about that. Now, in my portrait, I did myself, my husband, my 4-year-old daughter, and my little almost 2-year-old daughter. And you can see that the size of us as related to each other or relative to each other is, you know, my husband's a little bit bigger than me, then the mommy pumpkin is a little bit smaller, and then my 4-year-old is smaller than me, and then the baby is the tiniest. So think about the members of your family, how big or small they are compared to each other. And then we're going to go ahead and start our pumpkins. So I'm going to show you kind of a basic way to draw a pumpkin. But first we want to lay out, which means put them where they belong in the picture. Now, I have 4 people in my family, but if you have more or less, you're just going to draw a different number of circles. So before you start, think of the people you want to draw, count how many you need so that you know you have the space for them. So I'm going to start out by drawing sort of a big circle for me, another big circle for my husband. Now remember, you can make these circles or ovals. Oops, I just realized I should do this in Sharpie so that you can see it, but you should be using pencil. So, like I said, I'm going to draw a medium circle for me, or big to medium circle for me. One that's a little bit bigger for Daddy. One that's kind of small for Big Sis. And one that is a little tiny one for Baby. Okay? So now that I have that all laid out, now I want to start to add the lines that are going to show the texture or bumpiness on the pumpkins. And I'm going to curve these lines, because when you curve the line, it makes the pumpkin look spherical, or like it's popping out like a ball. Out and out. Now remember, you're starting this in pencil. I'm just showing you in Sharpie so that it shows up really well in the video. Okay, once I've done that, then I'm going to add eyes. Now you can do triangle eyes, circle eyes, silly cartoon eyes. I'm going to show you a few different kinds. One, I'm going to do kind of just a basic circle colored in. I'm going to give myself some eyelashes. You can choose to do a nose or not. I'm going to do a little triangle nose, and I'm going to do my mouth where I go across, down like part of a square, across, and then an upside down rainbow, and then I'm going to shade it in. Now, if you're using pencil, you don't have to shade in right now. You can do that later with your crayon if you want. Now I'm going to show you how to do triangle eyes. So it would just be a little triangle here, right next to it, little triangle. You could do a little button nose, and you can do different expressions. Like maybe this one is like, oh, like she got scared because maybe it's spooky Halloween. Then Another type you could do would be cartoon eyes with highlights. So you would draw a big circle and then 2 little circles inside and then color around it. Okay. Now one thing that you want to think about while you're working as well would be sort of, what are some other characteristics that people in your family might have? So I'm going to draw, before I draw my stems, think about the characteristics. So both of my daughters like to wear bows in their hair. So I did kind of triangles on their side with a little oval and a square. So square, side triangle, curved line to do bows. And then you can add the stem. So if you want to make anyone in your family have a bow, you can do that. So the stem would just be straight up, connect, line, line. Okay, you can even add things like a little vine. Like I have very long hair, so I'm going to give myself some vine hair. You can do things like give them arms and legs made of vines. You can even do silly things if you want, like add things in their hands. So if you look at my picture here, I put a fishing pole in my husband's hand because he likes to fish. I put a paintbrush and a cup of coffee in mine. And my baby is holding her little bunny that she always likes to hold. So these are all different things that you can do to sort of show your family's personality. I'm going to make their feet into little leaves. You can do kind of a simple leaf like this, or you can choose to do one that's kind of a little 3-part leaf like this. Okay, simple leaf could be easy. It's like a little oval and a line. All right, so these are all different kinds you can do. Then what you want to do when you're done is draw a little line to make it look like they're sitting on it. So I'm going to start at the edge, stop at the first pumpkin, pick up my pencil, go from that pumpkin to this pumpkin, pick up my pencil, connect here, pick up my pencil, connect here, pick up my pencil, connect here. Now if you'd like to add anything in the background, maybe some leaves flying through the sky because it's fall, maybe a moon or a sun or some trees or something, you can do that as well. Once you're done drawing in pencil, you're going to take your crayon and retrace all of your lines so that they're nice and bold. And that's another great thing to do for your fine motor skills, which is something that artists really like having available to them because it makes them really good at drawing things accurately and really tiny. So you can go ahead and get started, and don't color yet today. That will be our next lesson.